Consequences of driving while drunk and a simulation of what it's like to be behind the wheel tonight on the Night Beat.
Buddy checked in program.
The Heartland Series.
It's a good two-legged dog story.
Their service and sacrifice.
Thanks for watching and have a good night.
And finally, a nonprofit looks to uncover lost stories of African American women in Tennessee.
10 News reporter Gabrielle Hayes has the story for us.
Julia Daniels says her story starts more than 100 years ago with Adeline.
My great-great-grandmother, who was a slave, Adeline Staples Crozier.
Crozier was born in 1845 and would later live in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. And it is there, Daniels says, her family story would start.
I wanted to share her history from slavery up to the present time.
Crozier would go on to have a great-granddaughter, Alice Josephine.
She was my father's sibling.
And Josephine's daughter would go on to be at the forefront of integration in the South.
Her daughter was one of the Clinton 12s, Joanne Allen Boyce.
This story is one of many Daniel and others shared Friday with the Protecting the Legacy Project. The initiative works to uncover, scan, and archive stories of African American women well before 1930.
Far too long those stories have gone unheard.
Renee Kessler is the president of the Beck Cultural Center. She says this work is about filling in the gaps for the women not included in the history books.
These, I like to say, unintentional heroes.
Daniel says sharing these stories of heroes will help us learn from our past.
So our grandchildren will know where we've come from.
And maybe, just maybe, make for a different kind of future.
We have the